shout out. Staffalty, because I can't speak. Staff, faculty, administration, and of course our family and friends. To be honest, I was a little lost when I realized I had to write a speech to present today. If you've ever met me, you know I'm not one to be at a loss for words. It was difficult to come up with what exactly I wanted to leave everyone with. I have finally decided on something that I think will help us throughout our lives. Think back to freshman year, whether you were here or somewhere else. Most of us probably follow the examples of the older kids, successfully melting into the walls and becoming part of the wallpaper. Sure, that was nice for these last 4 years, but it's time to be you. It's time to try new things, make new friends, and be unafraid of the consequences. After today, we will no longer be high school students. We will no longer walk these halls or see the same people every single day. Instead, we will each walk down new roads. I know better than most that leaving a place you call home can be difficult. But now is the time to welcome the chance to become someone new. I've never stayed anywhere for too long, and I've always had to adapt to my new surroundings and new people. And while I've enjoyed these last few years with you all, I also know it is time again to move on and begin forming new relationships. Though we will be leaving our high school days, that does not mean we will leave behind our family and friends. Everyone who has helped us get to where we are now, whether they were teachers, family members, or friends, still care for us and want to see us succeed. For those that don't know, I have always been a bit of a bookworm. I know you've heard this one before, but life is a book, and I promise I'm not writing pastor's coattails. Some people's books are shorter, longer, more worn, or newer. Whatever your book or life looks like, it doesn't matter what others think of it. The only person who has control of their story is you. All throughout this year, the seniors have been making decisions for graduation and our different activities, and of course, our future plans. That's a chapter done for some of us. We might know where the next part of the story goes, or we might not. Sometimes there's a metaphoric fork in the road. We have to make tough decisions. When reading a book, I like to guess my way through the plot. I can be right about the ending, or I can totally miss the mark. There are similarities between books and our lives, but there are differences. You can't be constantly worrying about or guessing where life will take you. Every decision you make adds up, and eventually, that is the outcome. At our age, we like to think that we have everything figured out. I will be the first to say that I do not have everything figured out. But that is the part of the fun of living. We can't expect to know every plot device or character that will pop up in our lives. Having a plan and an idea for our lives is something we need, but everything will not always go the way we expect it to. We have to be adaptable to changes and ready to move forward. If you asked me what my favorite book series was, you could ask any of my classmates and they would know it was Harry Potter. I was attracted to the idea of getting away from my problems by just being told, "You're a wizard." But that's not what had me continually come back to the book series throughout my childhood. The author, J.K. Rowling, is who really inspired me. Before her book series became an international favorite, she was a desolate single mother living in her sister's basement. She suffered severe depression because of this and didn't see how her life could improve. Then one day, she was in a coffee shop with her infant daughter, and the idea for Harry Potter struck her. One of the lines from the book says, "Anything's possible if you've got enough nerve." After reading this quote, it struck a chord with me. She had suffered so much, so many losses, and she was out writing a book series that she thought could be rubbish. Her book series was quite the opposite of rubbish. No matter if you're going into the medical field, teaching, farming, or into the arts, there is a certain degree of uncertainty. As we grow up, we realize that everything is not set in stone. In kindergarten, they used to ask us what we wanted to be, and we gave them honest answers. They ask us what we want to be now, and we have to be a bit more realistic than our schoolyard fantasies. They ask us what we wanted. We cannot pursue our dreams without a backup plan. Many would call this the more stable job or the safer college option, but if you really want to live your dream and take the option, then try for it. You will never know the outcome if you never try. No one can stop you but yourself. Anything is possible. You just have to have enough determination and willpower to refuse any outcome but the one that you want. We are lucky enough to come from a very supportive community. If any of us had a problem, we could go to any of our teachers or community members and they would be willing to help us out. However, not everyone we encounter throughout our lives will want to support us. Some people do want to bring others down, but we have to rise above any negative comments and keep our heads up and dreams alive. If you take anything from what I've said, take this. Never lose yourself. You're unique and different. Strive to do what you want to do and not let anyone bring you down. Join that new club, apply for that new job, and do what you want to do. Whatever drives you, keep that alive. We have each reached this milestone, and there are many ahead of us. To my class, I wish you the best of luck with everything ahead of you. Take pride in who you are and what matters now. We may not remember every day in high school, but we will always remember this moment. It has been a crazy few last years, but I wouldn't change it for the world. The last 2 years have been a pleasure, and I'm so thankful to have met so many good people in this community. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2015.